welcome back to my kitchen. Today we're going to prepare a can of beans. Yes, one can of beans. I know a lot of you hardworking parents out there don't have time to prepare homemade beans. So today I'm going to show you how you can spice up boring plain refried beans into a delicious meal. Before we get started, I'm going to go over the ingredients really quick. We're going to need about 5 ounces of chorizo, which is half of the package, half a tablespoon of chili powder, a fourth of an onion, 1 Roma tomato, 2 serrano peppers, 2 garlic cloves. Now the serrano peppers are optional. If you don't want it too spicy, you can leave those out or you can substitute them with regular jalapenos. And 1 30-ounce can of refried beans. You can use whichever one you prefer or whichever one you have in stock. We're going to start out by chopping our vegetables. We're going to start out with the onion, and I'm just going to roughly chop it. Then I'm going to move on to the Roma tomato. The vegetables that I'm using today, you don't necessarily have to use the exact same ones that I'm using. You can use whichever ones you have in stock. Now we're going to move on to our peppers. I'm going to use serrano peppers, but you can substitute these with regular jalapenos. Jalapenos tend to be a little bit less spicy than the serranos. You can also remove the seeds and it will make it a little bit less spicy. Every time I make this recipe, it's always a little bit different. I always use whatever ingredients I have in stock. Sometimes I will use the chorizo and then sometimes I'll use the bacon. It just depends on whatever you have in stock as well. Now we're just going to add a small amount of vegetable oil to the pan. I'm going to use a medium stock pot. I like to use the stock pots whenever I'm making greasy food, especially chorizo, because it tends to eliminate some of the splattering of the grease. Once we have our chorizo in the stock pot, we're going to break it down with a spoon and we're going to move it around until it's all broken down. If you don't have chorizo, you can substitute it with bacon. The recipe with the bacon, you can find it on my TikTok. If you don't follow me on TikTok, you can find me at Salty Cocina. There you will find a variety of 60-second recipes. Once the chorizo is broken down, we're going to add in the vegetables, the tomato, serranos, onion, and the garlic. Move it around to get it well integrated with the chorizo. Once it's well mixed, we're going to add 1 tablespoon of chili powder. Mix it in with the rest of the ingredients and we're going to let it simmer for a good minute. Once the vegetables are nice and fragrant and tender, we're going to add in the canned beans. When you first remove the beans from the can, they're going to come out a little bit thick and lumpy, and they're going to look similar to this. To fix that, we're going to add 1 cup of water. And we're going to mix it in really well. We're going to get all those ingredients integrated with the beans. And if it needs a little bit more water, you can add a little bit more water because as you can see, it absorbs the water pretty quick. If you like the consistency of your beans to be a little bit thicker, add less water. And if for some reason you add too much water, just set the burner on low-medium heat and let it simmer until it reaches the consistency that you prefer. At this point, you can also taste it, and if it needs more salt, you can add more salt. You can also add chicken bouillon to give it extra flavor. If you leave your beans simmering for a while, make sure to check on them often, move them around so they don't stick to the bottom of the pan. Once they reach the consistency that you prefer, cover them until they're ready to be served. One thing to take into consideration, when the beans cool down, they do tend to thicken up a little bit, so you might want to keep that in mind. And once they're done, you can serve them with your favorite dishes, or you can prepare a bean and cheese burrito by simply adding the beans to a flour tortilla, topping it off with your favorite melting cheese, and now you have a bean and cheese burrito. Thank you so much for stopping by today. I really hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, give me a big thumbs up. And if you would like to see more videos like this, hit that subscribe button and don't forget to hit the little bell so you can get notifications every time I upload a new video. And if you're already a subscriber, thank you so much, and I'll see you on another day with a different recipe.